And I ain't into like two rappers beefing. Like, don't mix me with it.
Why?
If somebody died, I'm gonna pick a side. For real. If somebody died, I'm gonna pick a side. Other than that, don't mix me with that. I seen the outcomes of that. Like, I ain't with that.
Lil Baby's goofiest is getting exposed right now for ditching Lil Durk and riding with YoungBoy. I'm breaking down how Baby is now begging to be tight with NBA YoungBoy after it's clear his boy Lil Durk ain't coming home anytime soon. This ain't just industry politics, this is fake loyalty. Switching sides when it's convenient, abandoning friends when the heat is on. No cap. By the time I'm done, you'll see why the streets are calling out these fake-ass industry relationships. When Baby and YoungBoy were actually cool, let me set the scene. There was a time when Lil Baby and NBA YoungBoy actually linked up, made hits, and showed mutual respect. This wasn't some fake industry flex, these two genuinely vibed in the studio. Back in 2018 and 2020, they dropped tracks like One Shot and Cross Me, and the chemistry was undeniable. The streets felt it, both artists respected each other's grind and authenticity. The psychology behind their early friendship made sense. Both came from the bottom. Both had that raw street energy. Both were young hustlers trying to escape the hood through rap. That shared struggle translated into respect, real music, and a solid connection. Where it all went wrong, but then industry politics hit. When the beef between YoungBoy's camp and Neff started heating up, Baby had a choice. Instead of staying neutral or backing YoungBoy, he rolled with Lil Durk, and just like that, years of friendship got tossed aside. This is a deeper lesson: industry friendships versus real loyalty. The streets see everything, and they know who's real and who's fake. What's really going on with these industry relationships, because fake loyalty like this is everywhere in hip-hop. When rappers are grinding, they form bonds over shared struggle and respect. But once success hits, those relationships shift. Suddenly, it's all about business, politics, and what benefits your career the most. Baby and YoungBoy's early friendship. That was probably real. Two hungry artists, grinding, facing the same obstacles, trying to level up. In that world, loyalty feels genuine because everyone's fighting the same fight. But once they blew up, everything changed. It's no longer about shared struggle, it's about protecting your spot, keeping ties with the right people, and making sure you're on the winning side of any conflict. That's when fake loyalty pops up. The wild part? Baby probably convinced himself that siding with Durk was the right move. Maybe he thought Durk had more power. Maybe he figured YoungBoy would lose the beef. Or maybe he just felt closer to Durk personally. Whatever his reasoning, the bottom line is Asamahe left a friend hanging when support mattered most.
You get like, and I ain't into like two rappers beefing. Like, I ain't into that. Like, I ain't like, don't mix me with it.
Why?
If somebody died, I'm gonna pick a side. For real. If somebody died, I'm gonna pick a side. Other than that, don't mix me with that shit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I get it.
And somebody did die King Von. That's exactly what Lil Baby was referring to. Baby was basically saying that Von's death forced him to pick Durk's side over YoungBoy's. But here's the wild part. Baby was admitting he was willing to abandon his friendship with YoungBoy over something YoungBoy didn't even do. YoungBoy wasn't there when Von got killed. He didn't pull the trigger. He wasn't directly involved at all. Yet Baby still turned his back on him. The psychology behind Baby's choice speaks volumes about his character. Instead of being loyal to his friend, he chose to align with whoever he thought was more powerful or better connected in the industry. That's not real loyalty, it's opportunism masquerading as loyalty. For YoungBoy, Von's death marked a harsh awakening. The industry was turning against him. Artists who once showed him love started distancing themselves. Collaborators avoided him. Even former friends, like Lil Baby, were openly picking sides against him. That kind of betrayal hit hard, and you could hear it in his music. He began expressing feelings of isolation, like the entire industry was against him, like he was fighting the world alone. That type of isolation can really mess with someone's head, especially when you're already dealing with legal battles and street-level pressures. Being one of the biggest artists in the game, yet feeling like everyone around you wants to see you fail, can breed paranoia, depression, and hyper-defensive behavior. But instead of letting it break him, YoungBoy channeled that pain into his music. He began making songs about fake loyalty, industry politics, and the people who switched up on him when things got real. That raw honesty resonated with fans and gave the streets a front-row seat to the real toll of fame, loyalty, and betrayal in hip-hop. The King Von incident changed everything. On November 6, 2020, King Von was shot and killed outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta after an altercation with Quando Rondo. Lil Tim Wondo's homie fired the fatal shots, and Von's death sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community. This wasn't just another street fight, this was a loss of one of the most promising young rappers in the game. Someone close to Lil Durk and a key part of FS future. Von's death created a situation where neutrality was impossible. When blood has been shed, the streets don't allow you to stay neutral. You can't claim to be friends with both sides when one side just lost a brother. Loyalty gets tested in moments like this, and the stakes were now life or death. YoungBoy, his camp, and Quando Rondo were now entangled in a serious, real-world conflict with F. This wasn't about rap anymore, it was about street politics, real violence, and real consequences that in that environment. Everyone had to choose where their loyalty truly lay. Lil Baby's decision revealed his true colors, and it wasn't flattering. Instead of staying neutral supporting his friend YoungBoy during one of the hardest times of his life, Baby chose to side with Lil Durk and F. This wasn't just a business move, it was a straight-up betrayal of friendship. In interviews, Baby made his stance clear when he said, "I don't care about rapper beef, but if somebody died, I'm going to pick a side." That statement said that all loyalty in the streets isn't optional, and Baby's choice exposed the limits of his. That raw authenticity is part of what kept YoungBoy's fans loyal, even as the industry turned its back on him. When he realized how deep the blackballing went, he responded head-on with one of the most brutal diss tracks in recent memory, I Hate YoungBoy. The track wasn't just aimed at Lil Durk, it called out everyone who had abandoned him, including former friends like Lil Baby. In I Hate YoungBoy, he exposed a fake loyalty, the way people switched up when it was convenient, and the betrayal of those who walked away when he needed support most. It was raw, honest, and a direct response to feeling isolated and attacked. The psychology behind the song is fascinating. YoungBoy was essentially saying, if you are going to turn against me, I'm calling all of you out. Instead of making peace or playing politics, he went to war with everyone who had betrayed him. That kind of courage and authenticity is rare in the industry. But beyond the bravado, the track also revealed the pain he was feeling, the frustration of being abandoned by people he considered friends, the anger of being blackballed for something he wasn't even directly involved in. Fast forward to August 2022, and the streets started buzzing about retaliation. Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pab, was shot and killed in Los Angeles, and fingers immediately pointed at Lil Durk and F as being behind it. According to the feds and emerging evidence, Durk allegedly orchestrated the hit as part of a larger plan to avenge King Von's death. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in the escalating cycle of violence and revenge in the street. The plan was allegedly to target Quando Rondo, but his cousin ended up being the victim instead. This wasn't just street justice, it was reportedly a calculated, organized hit that crossed state lines. The psychology behind the alleged plot shows how deep the pain and anger ran. Losing King Von wasn't just losing an artist, it was losing family. And in the streets, when you lose family, the code demands retaliation. But taking that retaliation to this level, allegedly using resources and planning hits across the country, is what drew federal attention. Ironically, Durk's alleged obsession with revenge may have been exactly what put his freedom at risk. If he had focused on his music and career instead of pursuing retaliation, he might still be free. Instead, the alleged plot for revenge escalated into murder-for-hire charges that could carry life sentences. Now, let's break down why Lil Durk's situation looks so dire. The evidence the feds are presenting is damning. Wiretaps, financial records, travel documents, and testimony from co-conspirators. This isn't a typical street case, this is a federal conspiracy case with multiple defendants and serious proof. The feds are alleging that Durk uses F-Label as a criminal organization, paid for hits, coordinated logistics for murders, and left a paper trail. They have him on tape, financial records, and witnesses ready to testify against him. What makes this even worse is that it's federal court, not state court. Federal prosecutors have a conviction rate of over 90% and rarely bring cases unless they are confident they can win. The fact that Durk has been arrested and charged with these serious crimes signals that the government believes they have enough evidence to put him away for life. Facing a case like this is psychologically devastating. It's not just about jail time. It's about the potential end of freedom, reputation, and legacy. Durk went from being on top of the world, winning Grammys, making millions, and dominating the Gamito, potentially spending the rest of his life in prison. That kind of fall from grace can break someone mentally, especially when you realize your own actions may have played a role in your downfall. The switch-up Rappers abandoning Dirk here's where the fake loyalty in the industry really shows. Now that Dirk's case looks bad, now that it seems like he might not be coming home, all the rappers who were riding with him are suddenly distancing themselves. The same artists who dissed YoungBoy and backed Dirk when he was free are now liking YoungBoy's posts on Instagram. The same people who chose sides against YoungBoy after Von's death are suddenly trying to make peace with him. That's not loyalty, that's opportunism. Lil Baby is a perfect example. When Dirk was free and powerful, Baby sided with him over YoungBoy, making it clear where his allegiance was. But now that Dirk is facing serious time, Baby is liking YoungBoy's Instagram posts and trying to rebuild their relationship. The psychology behind the switch-up is simple. These rappers are more loyal to their careers than to their friends. When Dirk was winning, it made sense to be associated with him. Now that he's facing life in prison, the strategic move is to distance themselves and make peace with his enemies. Lil Baby's Instagram activity. The desperate signal, the most obvious sign of Baby's switch-up, is his recent Instagram activity. This is the same guy who publicly picked Dirk's side over YoungBoy because someone died, now casually liking YoungBoy's posts. That Instagram like isn't just social media, it's a message. Baby is signaling to YoungBoy and the industry that is ready to make peace, that his loyalty to Dirk has ended, and that is willing to switch sides now that the power dynamics have shifted. But here's the wild part. Moves like this don't erase the past. Switching sides after the fact might protect a career, but it also exposes a deeper truth about loyalty, friendship, and who really has your back when the stakes are highest. This whole situation exposes Lil Baby's character completely. If he were truly loyal to Dirk, he would stick by him even when things got tough. If he were principled about his decision to choose sides, he wouldn't be trying to switch back now. The fact that he's doing both shows that his loyalty was never real to begin with. The psychology behind his behavior is pure self-preservation. Baby sees which way the wind is blowing, realizes Dirk might not be coming home, and moves to protect his own interest by trying to make peace with YoungBoy. That kind of calculated side-switching is exactly what's wrong with the industry, and Baby isn't alone. Multiple artists who were previously supporting F and distancing themselves from YoungBoy are now attempting to reconcile. The same people who participated in the industry blackballing are suddenly liking posts and sending subtle signals of peace. This pattern reveals something ugly about hip-hop. Loyalty is conditional. Friendships are treated like business deals, and principles are abandoned the moment they become inconvenient. Most artists aren't loyal to anyone except themselves and their careers. The crazy part? These rappers probably think they're being smart protecting their careers by distancing themselves from Dirk before his situation worsens. But what they're really doing is showing the world that their word means nothing and their loyalty can't be trusted. YoungBoy is watching it all, taking notes, and learning who was truly with him and who was just following the crowd. He's seeing who has real loyalty and who only goes with whoever looks like they are winning at the moment. This kind of fake loyalty isn't just about individual character flaws, it's built into the system. The hip-hop industry thrives on relationships, connections, and being aligned with the right people at the right time. That creates an environment where loyalty becomes transactional rather than genuine. When artists are coming up, relationships are formed based on mutual benefit. But once success hits, loyalty often takes a backseat to opportunity, power, and survival.